Well, I thought I found a good program. I went to go get their haircut yesterday. I overheard them talking about football. I asked him couple questions. He texted me the thing that I showed you, was telling me that they're practicing now. Season don't start until March, but they're like training, building them up to start the season early, And then at this time also they're doing basketball tryouts. But the football, he told me they do all ages from like 4 or 5 and up for the football. But right now they only doing for 10. So the football was going to only be for Jeremiah. But Hezekiah can try out, and Jeremiah if he wants to, for foot basketball, but they may not make it until, but they doing tryouts for that. And I think the cheerleader and stuff is later when they really start. So I'm
Right.
like, okay, take me
But
your number. Because,
okay.
I was just like, look at God. Because my people was just telling me this is a good time to get them into some sports. So it all worked out. But now I'm like, I got a dilemma. I'm in school.
Okay.
So
Can
I
I
can
say this?
go.
Muriel, please listen to me. That is not important right now. Okay? You going back to school to get your GED so you can work or do whatever it is that you want to do that requires a GED is more important right now. Okay? What you want to do with the boys, that can wait until that season actually starts. Do that make sense?
So yeah, so the kids are, and then another thing, I'm with my grandma right now. I'm not at home, so it looks a lot better. Of course, I'm getting help. She's making meals for me. She not playing that. They are, but at
And that's what I'm
home,
saying. She don't listen. Like you
at home.
purposely
No,
don't
I no,
listen.
I'm as far as the football, I agree. Like, what I'm saying, maybe I should let that wait. But I'm talking about the other stuff that I'm dealing with. Like
Hmm.
when they go back home, it's still gonna be like, because my grandma would get in their butt, and they for some reason fear her. Like they fear her over me.
Right. And why
So,
is that? Why do you think that is?
because I always say I'm gonna do something when it's like I'm gonna get up and whoop your. I've been saying that for years. Like that, my children really have not got like a real whooping, and like I don't even know. Like my children don't get whooping, so now they're out of control because they're older, and I'm mad at myself for not really giving them at least a couple of whoopings when they were growing up. Because I don't care what nobody say behind closed doors. We know what they know, and I know, and I'm pretty sure you know. You can turn your kids up when it's time and it's necessary. And they out of control because kids will
No,
try
I
you.
actually
They
don't.
need you.
I don't have to listen to. I don't have to whip my kids. My kids will come and tell you right now they don't get whooping.
Their children never get whoopings.
That they have
Never.
before my sons, but they have not. I don't have to whip my kids, and they
Well, every
listen
child is
and they do
different.
what they are told. My 5-year old know how to clean up his room, spick and span, and I only got to tell him once. He know how to sweep. He know how to pick up after himself, put his toys away when he done playing with them. He knows how to do all that shit
You look a little
at
older
5
than
years
me
old.
as well. You look a little older than me, so I feel like when me having this trying to be soft toned, that's why I be cussing a lot, like, because I don't put my hands on them,
Was
and I
that
feel like me
shade?
cussing.
I don't look older than you. You look older than me,
I'm
actually.
saying I'm
But
I'm
I
saying like
am
I'm
older
sure
than
you're
you.
not my age. I'm pretty sure you're like in your 30s, your mid early 30s or something like that.
But I had
So
my kids in check since I had them at 19. My oldest daughter is in college right now, 19-year old. So, like I said, you can
your childhood was
establish a
great too, huh?
foundation of structure without
Was your
being
childhood great? Because all this matters. Was your childhood great growing up,
Was my
or
childhood
was your
great? No,
childhood
it
like
was some
mine?
traumas. It was some issues. It was a divorced home. My parents were not together. My mom was not on drugs and no shit like that, thank God. But I was around that shit. Everybody experienced traumas in their life. People go through shit. It's what you can overcome. If you're trying to break a generational curse, you don't continue the generational curse.
But you got to know how to break it too. You get what I'm saying? Like I feel like your trauma. If I went through the stuff that you went through, it probably would be different. Or either way around. Like if you went through the stuff that I went
I
through,
know a
it
lot of
probably would
people that
be
went through
different.
what you went through. The same exact story.
But it's perspective. It's perspective though. You don't know what I can handle. You get what I'm saying? Like I've been to mental hospitals
And I worked in
about
psych for 10 years,
breaking
baby. So I
down
know how to
because
talk and
I really
handle
didn't know what
people and women and adolescents like
moving
yourself.
forward. So
Hello? Your connection messed up. I can't hear you if you're talking.
it's all like.
I didn't hear nothing you said,
Can you
baby.
hear me? I gotta go get my grandma. I forgot all about that. I'm gonna come back, but I'm in the comments. Like, oh shoot. Hello, grandma. I'm on my way. I had to drop the children. All right. Yeah. So, like I said, that's my plans to move forward.
Mm,
Um, and my village, I feel like the people that's really for me, that's gonna watch and help and see actually me overcome some of the things that I've been going through, which I am. And
mm.
they want to say CPS made me, whatever. If that's what it needed to happen, whatever, let it happen. But
Has it
at this
happened
point,
before?
have it have
Have
what happened?
CPS have to step in and tell you what you need to do?
No, never, no.
Okay,
Because
so
every close,
CPS, this is the
yeah,
first time you had a situation with CPS to where
this
they
not the
physically
first.
removed the kids?
Yes, this is like
Okay.
the first time that they ever did that. Like, especially with no
They
heat
saying you
and
lying.
all the. Where's I'm lying? How's I'm lying? Where
Hold
my
on.
children had to leave the house? No.
She had an open case before Bigo.
Oh yeah, I had an open case from the doctors, but people was there on that live and knew that I took those children to the other doctor, and my daughter was admitted to Children's Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so if you look up the CPS law, doctors have to report when you take the children out of their hospital because they don't know if you're lying or not. Anybody can say they're going to take them children to another hospital. I had to go back and get my other kids because they were at home. I didn't know how long I was going to be there. So it's like I said, that matters. When you have 7 children, you're doing it by yourself. Sometimes you got to make situations where, okay, I got to do this situation, like, and that's what I did. So when that CPS worker came out there and they verified those medical records and that I did take the twins back to the hospital that same day, and we slept there. I was on live at Children's Hospital. So, and I'm
On
not
live
about
on
that.
Bigo?
Yeah, I was
Why?
live. I was live showing the process. They was helping me. Like I was like, okay, I'm back home with the I was already vlogging. I was already on here like showing you guys my life. I was already vlogging, and them having RSV was something that happened while I was vlogging because that's mother stuff happens. So they was like, no, I'm gonna take them back to St. John's. I went home and got all my kids. They was like, no, take them to Children's. I'm like, I'm gonna get there. I don't know about her. They was like, take this street, da da da, and I got there and all that stuff. So that's what when that happened. And then before that, when I moved into this house in March, the next door neighbor, she just came out. I'm letting you know right now. The last lady that lived here, she had multiple children. They was climbing all on my fence. And they was going, and I'm like, ma'am, my great grandma raised me. I would never disrespect you. But if my children ball go into your yard, I'm not going to have them climb over the fence. But if you don't want to give it to them, I would just buy another ball. And she was like, you know what? And I'm going to call the police. So she says, kept calling the police, calling the doggy people, calling CPS. Like, so the people had to tell me, like, if she keep calling, you can hit her with harassment. So that before that, I haven't had no CPS case. Like, I think Patrick called maybe when I was with Joseph. When I was with Joseph, who I took on Steve Will Go show, right?
Can I
Like,
say something?
other than that, no CPS cases, none.
But can I say something? What I
Sure.
noticed that you do, you fast talk, right? And you say a whole bunch of shit that don't make sense and combine it together, and then you lose people with what you're talking about. You know you do that, right?
Well, if you wasn't there, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't get it. I talk fast. I'm a fast talker regardless.
Well, just
Like,
just just try slowing down. Just try slowing down, right? Make one point and then go to the
But
next,
it's so
so you will
much.
be
You get
better
me? Like
understood. You understand what
it's
I'm saying?
so much. It's so much though.
No,
Like
because
it's
you
so
used
much.
to fast talking to get your way and to confuse motherfuckers. But you can't confuse
But
me,
that's your
baby.
opinion.
That shit go
I
in
don't
one
want this
ear
to
and
go.
out the other.
I
But I'm
don't
just
want this
saying,
to
I
go
just peep
left.
what you do. And that shit don't work over here. But I'm just saying, like, when you ready to sit down and actually like have a real conversation, when you got some time, when you're not busy, when you can take in everything that's
Hmm.
being said to you, come holler at me. I got you.
Okay, that's fine, and I respect that. That's all I wanted. That's why I call it Unified Souls.
That's what I'm saying.
For
Saying all that shit don't matter. Unified, so I don't know what that shit is. Don't talk
it,
that
it means
over here.
women that's
Listen,
coming together,
no, that does not mean that.
giving out parenting ideas.
That
That's why I
don't mean
call it
that.
Unified
It
Souls.
don't
Hey
mean
Ty,
that.
I wanted to say something real
So
quick.
this is going left.
Hold on, so mate,
Hey,
don't leave. The
No, I'm gonna
this is
leave
I
very,
because this
very
is going
positive
left.
woman up here
I
at the top.
That's not my
I just
spirit. I'm about to go sit by the water, so I'm not doing that. Okay, this is definitely going left. I'm taking in some of your advice. I'm definitely not going to take the children to football practice over school,
No, yeah, that's
and
no, that's not important.
um,
You getting your education is that's important.
but I'm definitely trying. Like I said, it's a lot. It's definitely a
I
lot.
know
We have
it's a
to.
lot, but you can establish some type of foundation and structure in your home without having to put them in sports.
Yeah, but it's so many people giving different advices. Like so many people say put them in sports. Like go back to high
Getting
school
rid of
was
your kids, getting rid of your kids and trying to get them out your face don't establish structure.
No, I will be there every practice. I'm
No,
not
no,
gonna
no,
leave
no.
for
I'm
nothing.
saying, listen, priorities. When you trying to establish some type of structure in your home, it ain't getting rid of the kids to get them out your face. That's not how you do that.
Well, they will send it and for them to burn energy, and they will have something
But
to do. That's
that's
what
what
they
I'm
would
saying.
do.
It's a lot of people that's giving you the wrong shit. Whoever told you to put the kids in sports and for you to decide to where school is more important. I mean, sports is more important than you getting your education. They gave you the wrong shit, baby. But Scorpio, what did you want to say?
well, no, I was just going to encourage her to. I know that her going back to getting her GED is a personal accomplishment for her.
Hold on.
That is important. Um, I think for her going back to school, getting her GED, that's a personal accomplishment, and I think that is very important. That's going to be a great example to her children. I also think getting the kids involved in extracurricular activities is going to be important for their confidence and to let them get their energy out. But I think what's more important, what's priority for her family now is to set some structure and boundaries in that home.
House.
Once she above recreational activities and even above her GED. And I feel like once she can set boundaries and structure in that home, then everything else will naturally, she will understand how it fits into her life. Do you understand what I'm saying? The structure and boundaries have to be in place because everything you can't put them in you can't put them in football because if they're not behaving at home they're not going to behave in football, and you going to get your GED and maybe somebody has to sit for them or maybe Samaya has to hold them down for a couple hours while you do that. It's going to create more mayhem. The structure and boundaries have to be established first and foremost above a GED, above after school activities. Even though we troll her a little bit, I troll her, but I have boundaries with my trolling or whatever. I do want to see her successful.
Right.
I don't want to see her kids out of her care. I want to see her successful. What kind of clothes she buys her kids, that means nothing to me. If she decides to cut their hair or not, that means nothing to me. What I'm concerned about with is the safety and well-being of her children, but not only her children, but her as a mother. Because if she's not mentally healthy, if she's not physically healthy, she means nothing to her children. I do feel like she has some things going on that needs to be addressed, but if she doesn't accept that and she doesn't take accountability for those things needing to be addressed, she has to have a breakthrough with herself to understand it's deeper than what she even thinks it is.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And until those things happen, nothing can move forward. And you're talking from a woman who I only had two kids because I knew I couldn't afford more than two bedrooms. I've been going through sexual trauma. I came from a divorce household. I came from a household where the father was abusive. So we've all experienced some level of trauma and drama, and we all internalize it and deal with it differently. I respect that.
Mm,
But the point is you can deal with it and you can still be a successful person.
facts.
So I wish her the best, and I believe that she can do it.
And that's what I said. Like when she said that she was getting the kids in sports and she was back in school and she was trying to, figure out how she gonna do the sports with the kids and do the online classes for school. I was happy for her. Nothing but encouraging words. Nothing but, hey, well, you need trying to figure it out with her. Hey, if you want to do school, or the days that they got to go to practice, that's when you do the online classes. If
Right.
you can't change it, or if you can't, like change the days or whatever the fuck, okay, that football shit is gonna have to be on hold until the actual season start. Cause they do, regardless if your child ain't never played football, if they have, all that stuff starts later on. It don't have to start now.
And it's very time consuming and it's not cheap. So it's going to take some time to get the finances together, and it's going to take some time to understand how your family understand what I'm saying. So this is what I'm saying. I want to see her be able to get her kids in some after school activities because they would love it. But it's going to take some time. The structure and
What was your
boundaries
window
at
doing?
home have to be put in place first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's hard because she's got hundreds and hundreds of people shooting all kind of information to her, all kind of good advice to her. I
Yeah.
get it. I understand it. She can't do everything at one time. She's not going to heal overnight. The problems are not going to work themselves out overnight. I get that. You know what I'm saying? And this attitude that she has, this cockiness that she has, I'm not a fan. I'm not a supporter. But I know what I know as a woman, and I know that this cockiness, this attitude, this persona that she puts up is just a wall.
Mm-hmm.
It is just a wall. How
Yep.
many women in this chat put up a wall when they get on social media and they get off social media? You balling up, crying like a motherfucking baby because you can't figure that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
How many broken women do we have? This is a broken. When I say child, with all due disrespect, this is a broken little girl right here.
Thailand.
And she just needs to come into some accountability and some acceptability on her own. And I think once she does that, once she get her a good goddamn cry in, fall out on the floor, snotting, boogering, and all that shit, and she understand where she's at, then she can stop. But it is baby steps.
Yeah, but like you gotta want to receive, you know what
You
I'm
have
saying,
eggs
the good
right.
help and the real advice. Like motherfuckers, the enabling shit, I'm not going for it. And ain't nobody fucking weird when somebody really trying to talk to her and really tell her the things that she need to do, because the shit that she keeps doing and she's listening to her so-called village, y'all ain't telling her right.
Because
Because
guess what, Ty? Guess what, Ty?
go ahead.
I can't be your friend. I can encourage you and I can praise you, but when you wrong, I can't check you. That's what a village does. A village can check you when you wrong, but they can also encourage you when you right. And if
Facts.
you're not doing both, you're ineffective. You're not a
Facts.
village, you're an enabler.
Facts. So I think you need to, you know what I'm saying, get a better understanding of what an actual village do. You know what I'm saying? So hold on, I'm gonna unmute you, Muriel, because it's like your background and
Said the
stuff is
gentleman
real
from
loud.
UPS is I'm done for the day.
Was you able to hear that?
Trying to get my car.
Yeah, I heard everything. I
Mm-hmm.
heard everything. And I'm definitely taking it in and stuff like that. It's kind of crazy because I'm getting advice from this person and that person, and then when you don't do it, one person want to be like, "Well, I told you," and I told you, like, okay, well, I gotta, for me as a woman, gotta pick out what shoes at the end of the day what's best for me. Like
Right.
you saying, don't. You know what I'm saying? Don't. That's how I started the conversation. Like, okay, if everybody's telling you all this stuff, somebody's gonna be mad because at the end of the
Right,
day, I have
and
to make the right
that's when you
decision.
learn better discernment for yourself, because it's always up to you. It ends with what you decide to
Well,
do,
it's
right?
hard when you. It's hard though, cause I do. They were so excited about football, and I'm like, I want them to have what they want, and I need to get the GED. So
But no, but this is
They
what you do.
it's
You just let them know that right now, mommy has to get her GED. Education for y'all and me is the most important right now. We're going to start football when football season actually starts. Them preparing
okay,
and weightlifting and train, they're not going to train football, like do the actual football shit with equipment and play. They're not doing that right now. So education for you and them children is the most important. Football ain't cheap either. Football is very expensive. So in order for you to have enough income and funds to supply their football, guess what? You need to have a job, or you need more money coming in. You need that's the shit that's most important. You see what I'm
and
saying?
for those in the comments saying that she wasn't listening, and that's fine because guess what? Somebody else in this audience may have heard what I said. Somebody else in this audience may have heard what I said. So if she didn't take it, somebody else can take it. Hey, a word is a word, right?